Going into last night's game, I was really hoping that I could come up here the next day and talk about how great Bronny played, but that's not going to happen. Unfortunately, Bronny failed to show up to his game. Now, before we say anything in this video, I want to say this. Bronny has some of the most diehard fans out there, and rightfully so. He's a great kid. And some of those fans and some of the people out there often try to compare Bronny to Mikey Williams and some of the best players in their class. All I'm gonna say is, and I really want you to think about this, if Mikey Williams was doing what Bronny has done in his past 3 games, y'all would be flaming and killing that man. I do not want to hear or see the excuse that Bronny is just a 16-year-old kid. I'm done with the excuses, because if Mikey was doing this exact same stuff, y'all would be killing him. I may touch on that a little more later in this video, but let's get serious. In the past 2 videos where we've talked about Bronny, I've said this exact same thing. He's coming off a surgery. His surgery was on his meniscus, which is in his knee, and I've also had that same surgery. Therefore, I also understand 100% when you're coming back from surgery or any time missed, it's going to take a minute to get in the flow of things. Everybody has their own preference. Some people think when you're cleared to play, you should produce and be back to normal in that first game. For me, it's not really the, oh, he's coming off a surgery, because he's cleared to play. He's 100%. I don't care about that. What I care about is that I understand when you're away from the game in real life action, it takes a couple of games to get back in the flow and that teammate chemistry flowing within you. So, like I've stated multiple times when talking about Bronny in these past couple of weeks, I said I'm going to give him 2 to 3 games to get back in the rhythm. But after those 2 to 3 games, there's no more excuses because he's healthy. If he wasn't, he wouldn't be out there. He's officially played in and started in 2 games, so no more excuses for the knee. That's over with. I've given him his couple of games. If Mikey was coming off of the same surgery, you guys would be clowning him for dropping 4 to 5 points. Anyways, moving on, Sierra Canyon played in yet another big game last night, and it was much of the same. I gotta give credit where credit is due. Amari Bailey, he was fantastic. He was on demon timing and he looked incredible out there. Obviously, all of us couldn't see the real life action of the game, but Ball's Life posted a 20-minute video and it summed it up perfectly. One thing I will say about Amari is that some people call him a ball hog, and I thought there was an argument for that, but after last night's game, I disagree. What I've noticed is that about half of the time, he don't even bring the ball up the court. His teammates do, and then they throw him the ball. From what I could tell, it looks like that's the design of their play. He's going to start off the ball, then once he gets the ball, he's going to do his thing. Whether it's designed that way or not, that doesn't matter, but it's clear to see that the offense flows through Amari Bailey. I mean, if we're being honest, you really can't blame the coach because he does everything right most of the time. We're not here to talk about Amari too much. I just wanted to get that out there that I thought he played amazing. One thing to note too is that we now understand why Drake's been going to all their games. If you know, you know. As good as Bailey was, for Bronny, it was a different story, and it's frustrating. For a player that's regarded as what some of you think is a top 4 and 5-star recruit, I've never seen anything like it. Bronny was getting the ball and he was taking the ball up the court, but as soon as he crossed half court, he didn't even look at the rim. I can't be the only one who noticed that. What I like to pay attention to in a great player and a killer mentality type of player is that they're always looking at the rim and looking at the defense and trying to score. It's not always about getting a bucket on the play, but you gotta attack and dish it out to others too. But for Bronny, it's like he didn't even care to be there. He wasn't even looking towards the goal. Every single time he crossed that half court line, he would wait for Amari to pop up and he'd pass him the ball and just stand somewhere. That's not on the coaching staff. I don't care what any of you say. That's solely on Bronny. He's gotta attack. I know some of you think I'm being harsh on him and I'm hating on him. I'm not. But what I'm mad about and what I can't stress enough is that he's a great player, and I've said that for years, but he's not showing it. One of the biggest things in basketball, and maybe it's bigger than any other sport, is that it's almost 80% confidence. You gotta have confidence or you're gonna be irrelevant out there. He looks so non-confident out there, it almost looks like he doesn't want to be there sometimes. He has the talent, there's no denying that, and he's arguably one of the most talented players in his class and has the most potential. But what's the point of all that talent if you're not going to use it and you're not even going to look at the goal? And the reason people don't know how to feel about him is because he'll have a couple of plays a game where you're like, dang, he's one of the best players I've ever seen. But he only shows you a small sample size. He started this game, didn't come off the bench, and he didn't even score for the first 3 quarters. That's unacceptable. As good as he is, and we know he's good, but he's not showing it. And before some of you go to the comment section and type, Matt, he's 16, give him a break. Shut up. Y'all would be clowning Mikey if he was doing the same thing. For a lot of people to proclaim Bronny as he's next up and he's the next big thing, he's not playing like it. And for the people that want to say it's not all about scoring, you're right, I agree 100%. But he's not even looking aggressive out there. And we gotta talk about this. Early in the 3rd quarter, the other team scored. They inbound the ball to Bronny. He finally gets aggressive, drives to the goal, does a clean Euro, and blows the layup. This wasn't even a contested layup. It was a $1,000 move and a $1 finish. He just completely smoked that layup, and I guess that summed up the night overall. If Sierra Canyon didn't have Amari last night, this would have been an embarrassing loss. And throughout the rest of the game, the only other time Bronny really got aggressive was late in the 4th quarter. He chunked up a 3, missed it, they got the rebound and threw it back out to him and he hit one. But guess what? By the time he hit the 3, there was only a minute left in the 4th quarter and the game was over, so it didn't matter. So far in his first 3 games, he's had 7 points, 4 points, and 3 points. Ask yourself this question. Do you think any other 3, 4, and 5-star recruit is putting up those numbers? I don't think so. Once again, it'd be different if he was putting up 7 points and 10 assists, but that's clearly not happening. When Sierra Canyon does score, it's mostly on an Amari Bailey ISO. There's no other way to put this. It's a bad look. It really is. A lot of people are saying if he wasn't LeBron's son, he wouldn't even be any star recruit, and nobody would talk about him. And right now, it's hard to disagree with those people because there's nothing as a Bronny fan you can say to back it up. If I'm being 100% real with you guys, I'm really shocked by this because if you watch my other video about Bronny, I said he was going to come out with a chip on his shoulder and he was going to kill and dominate this game. But I couldn't have been any more wrong. I'm rooting for him. Whether you believe that or not, that's up to you. But I am. It's just really frustrating because I know he can do more, but he's not. The bottom line is that he's got to get more aggressive. I don't care if he misses all of his shots. He needs to shoot more, drive more, and do a little bit more of everything. I was also thinking about this going into the video because I know some high school coaches want players to give certain players the ball, but I don't think that's the case with this. I could not imagine that coach is telling Bronny not to attack and not to shoot and only pass to Amari. I don't think that's happening. If anything, I think the coach is telling Bronny to attack more, but that's just me. I don't want to see any excuses. There's none. It's disappointing, and that's all there is to it. Before we end this video off, I do want to say this. It's not time to push the panic button just yet. I think he's going to be fine. I really do. It's just little things that he needs to work on, like being aggressive and being more confident. I've never seen Bronny as a killer mentality type of player, and I've stated multiple times in multiple videos that may be the downfall of him. One thing that all great players have is that they all have that killer instinct, and I haven't seen it in Bronny, and he may not have it. He almost seems too nice out there, and I don't think he has that go-get-it attitude. I'ma just throw it out there. Some people think you're born with it, and I do agree with that, but I think he can change and get that attitude down the road. And last but not least, I think I speak for everyone when I say this, I just want to see him attack the rim and shoot more. That's it. I don't even care if he misses. Just show us some signs that you want to be out there and you want to be a factor. Let me know your thoughts down below. But with all that being said, that's going to wrap up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something. If you're new to the channel, wait on. Join the family. Hit that subscribe button and leave a like for more. And as always, let's be great. I'm out, y'all. Peace.